open meeting. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all. This is a special meeting, so we have one agenda item and in terms of substance. And under the rules of special meeting, we cannot amend the agenda. This is what we're doing. And I would call on Commissioner Elzaki for.
Before you go there, Commissioner,
Yes.
can we just remember Chairman Ackley and the challenges that he's having, and hope that he has a speedy recovery and can get into treatment soon.
Absolutely. And all please send prayers his way. I should have done that. Commissioner Ackley, or Commissioner, would you give the report from the commissioner's interview committee participation in the interview process in the last couple of weeks? Joe?
Yeah, I just want to make sure we didn't lose somebody because I heard a beep, but okay.
No, we
All right.
also have Commissioner
Burke just joined.
just joined?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So on June 24th and 25th, oral interviews were held at the Fairfield Fire School for the position of firefighter. Interviews were conducted by Deputy Chief Dunn, Assistant Chief Case, Lieutenant Catandela, Firefighter Stribby, Commissioner Brennan, and Commissioner Olzaki. 7 candidates were scheduled for each day. Candidates were asked questions prepared by the testing company. Subject matter covered was social engagement with the public, professionalism, how did they prepare, reasoning, problem solving, conscientiousness, and oral communications. After completion of the second day, and with consulting Chief McCarthy, it was determined that there was not enough viable candidates. It was then determined that a third day of interviews will be held with the next 8 candidates. On July 13th, 8 additional candidates were interviewed. Again, interviewed were conducted by, as I listed above, same people. Upon completion of the interviews, a list of 8 candidates were developed and the ranking order was established. The list in order was unanimous by all interviewers. I do have the list of candidates here. If you want me to review them, I can do that. I will also submit this to the recording secretary.
So would you just read the names, please? Not all the detail, but the names.
Yep. Nicholas Bosom from Gales Ferry, Connecticut. David Elliott, Woodstock, Connecticut. Christopher Falcone, Norwalk, Connecticut. Sean Canary, Southington, Connecticut. Andrew Batchelor, Milford, Connecticut. Paul Couture, Waterbury, Connecticut. Michael Ostis, Middlebury, Connecticut. And Tyler Posadas, South Salem, New York.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add, Commissioner, as part of the report? And I'll add my comments.
That basically covers what I have.
Okay. I'd just like to add that I thought it was a very good process, both from an interview perspective, and we have all talked about the need to get a better sense of the firefighters at all levels within the organization. And this, while we already know Deputy Chief Dunn, this gave us more exposure to 3 others. And the firefighter Strib, I did I did not know the others I had met or knew from other projects. So I thought that was a really good byproduct of it. The team worked really well together and worked through substantive discussions on each candidate after each interview. And then overall, when we looked at the consolidated list. Those are my comments. I'm going to call on Deputy Chief Dunn since he was in the interviews, then the chief because he came in at key points in our discussion, not in the interviews, and then open it for questions. Deputy Chief Dunn, please.
I agree with both commissioners. This was something unprecedented. We hadn't done it, of course, and it just came together. I had been involved in the process at least the last 2 times, I believe, firefighters, and so this was new, and I think it worked seamlessly. I think the commissioners enriched the process. The firefighters all enjoyed this process. None of them had done this before for us. So, you know, they were excited to be a part of it. They said to me that they loved the interaction between the commissioners and us. And I think the proof in the pudding in this whole thing is that we all were unanimous. We all, you know, our rankings were very close, they're very consistent with each other. And I think we worked great as a team. Sometimes you'd be looking to see, oh, I didn't hear this person said this, and someone else would say, no, I did hit, you know, or they inferred it because of this. We just worked well together, and it's a group that, if it happens to be that we need down a year from now, we have to grab some more names. I'd love to see the same group in the room because it just worked seamlessly. So I can't say enough about how great it worked out, and I think you'll be happy to see the substance that we're giving you with these 8 names. I think you'll be happy with all 8 firefighters.
Chief McCarthy.
No audio. You're muted.
Thank you. I agree with the comments from both commissioners and the deputy chief. I think that this was a outstanding process. We looked at our last full Board of Fire Commissioners meeting for an appropriate way to engage the commission in the selection process and avoid redundant interviews. And I think we found that right balance in the process. Commission members participating fully in the process certainly enriched the discussion. It gave you an opportunity to understand better the selection process that we go through. And as Commissioner Brennan mentioned, to participate with 3 very bright, talented, capable members of the department. That's why they were selected to serve on the panel. And I think that they demonstrated that trust that we have in them. The comments that Commissioner Ozaki made regarding the selection process after 2 days of interviews and the feeling that the entire group felt that we did not have enough qualified candidates that met the standard of the Fairfield Fire Department, and to go back and interview an additional day's worth of candidates that was done yesterday is indicative of the commitment that everybody made and giving, and especially the commissioners giving up their time on 3 different days to participate in that process ensures that we're getting the best candidates. We're hiring people for a 30-year career, and it is certainly worth the amount of time that we spend. And even if we needed an additional day to take that time now so that we can serve the department well long after we're gone, but those candidates are continuing. So I want to say thank you to Dorothea and Joe for your participation, Chief Dunn for his leadership in pulling it all together, and certainly our members. I'm very confident, having participated in the summary conversations, that we have met the objective of high-quality candidates and sufficient numbers will be able to fill the positions between now and this time next year. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Because of virtual, I'm going to go round robin by seniority. So I'll first call on Commissioner Fitzpatrick for any comments, then Branley, then Cinto, then Burke. And that way, since some are on the phone, we can keep track of who. So Commissioner Fitzpatrick, comments, questions?
Were there any minority candidates?
One Hispanic that I know of did not make the cut in terms of interview process, well documented in terms of why. Would have loved it. He has since been hired by another department.
Thank you.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, Commissioner Branley.
Thank you, Commissioner Brennan. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great, thank you. I just wanted to, I don't know, what a quorum constitutes tonight, but I just feel a little bit uncomfortable because one of the candidates sent me an email sharing that they were interested in serving. I didn't do anything with it. I didn't think it was appropriate for someone to contact me. And so I as you know, Commissioner Brennan, I contacted you earlier today wondering if I should abstain from the process. I don't want to do anything to mess it up, but you assured me, and I don't know if Liam and Bill have any thoughts on this, that since I didn't participate in the process and I did not advocate for this individual, nor did I do the opposite for this individual, that there would not be any conflict. But I just wanted to share that with you. I'm happy to abstain. I don't want to muddy the process.
Commissioners, any comments or questions or feeling that Commissioner Branley should abstain?
I don't think there's any need for John to abstain.
Yeah, neither do I.
Good. Okay. Everybody good then? Anything else you want to add, John, in terms of questions about the process or anything?
No, I would just like to, other than I would like to just compliment the process. You know, it was contentious a couple of years ago. And so I'm really happy that we have this new system and that I have placed my confidence in you, Commissioner Brennan, and you, Commissioner Ozaki, and we entrust you to be the representatives of the commission. And I think it takes away that redundancy and any conflict that might be perceived as political or not fully invested in the best interests of firefighters. So I'm glad to see the new teamwork that's been developed, and I hope you and those who thought this might be not the best way to go have a different opinion now that the process is nearly over.
Okay, commissioners, thank you. Commissioner Cinto, is it safe for you to talk or should you pass? And I'll
Yeah, no. It's safe. It's safe. I couldn't be happier with the process. It unanimously throughout. I mean, what more could we ask for? And great job, everyone. I'm good. I have no comments or questions other than I couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Burke. You're on mute, maybe?
I'm not used to Zoom. Yeah, I agree with Bill that I don't think, John, you need to disqualify yourself just because you got an email. But thank you for disclosing that, and I'm glad that it sounds like the process worked in a very orderly and productive way. So thank you.
Thank you. And to your comment, Commissioner Branley, as one of the not so comfortable with the process people, I was very pleased that it worked out the way it was. It was significantly better than I expected. So that's good. Any other comments from anybody? Then Commissioner Ozaki, I'll look to you to read the resolution.
Well, I
Motion.
If you're requesting a motion, I would
I'm
like to
requesting
make a motion. Okay, I would like to make the following motion. That the commission establish for the town of Fairfield Fire Department an eligibility list effective August 12th, 2020. This list will run for 18 months and will expire on February 12th, 2022, unless extended by a formal vote of the Board of Fire Commissioners. The following is the rank order, and I will read them again. Nicholas Bozeman, Gales Ferry, Connecticut. David Elliott, Woodstock, Connecticut. Christopher Falcone, Norwalk, Connecticut. Sean Canary, Southington, Connecticut. Andrew Batchelor, Milford, Connecticut. Paul Couture, Waterbury, Connecticut. Michael Bostis, Middlebury, Connecticut. And Tyler Padeas, South Salem, New York. So that is my motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Burke. Any discussion now that we have a motion on the table?
Is
The
there any
one thing
reason?
Let me make one note for the minutes, Jude. Please note that the current list expires August 11th, 2020. And this list becomes effective the next day. Any other comments, commissioners? Discussion? I don't see anybody. All in favor? Say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed, say nay. Passed unanimously. Next in order, I'd be, because this is a special meeting, we cannot entertain anything else. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Second, John, I'll take you as a second. So Fitzpatrick moved, Jude and Branley seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.